But that's the game of life. And again, we like to take different aspects of life. Last week we was talking more so in regards to identity. This week or this episode more so in regards to adversity. But I wanted to ask, and this is for everybody in the comments or that sees this clip. Uh, what adversity forced you to adjust this year? So I want you to name or comment, and Joe, you can be thinking as well. What form of adversity or what is something that occurred? And I mean, it's February, so maybe you haven't had no adversity. It's early February for many. Maybe you haven't had adversity, but for others, what adversity occurred that forced you to adjust this year? Whether it be adjusting, you gained a little weight because you was depressed, or what I mean, whatever the case may be. Now you like, you know what? I'm about to get right. I'm about to start eating better. I'm about to start going to the gym because it's too early in the year to be depressed the whole year. It's too early in the year to be like just like, oh, I'm through with this year. I'm gonna start next year. I'm gonna get back next year. So, what adversity took place in regards to that forced you to make some adjustments, and just what is your perspective moving on in regards to 2026?
That's
And that's
beautiful.
for anybody, any of our listeners, anybody that's listening to this clip. I want to share your thoughts because it can certainly help somebody. And at the end of the day, that's all we want to do is be able to help somebody. For me, I would say, and we haven't had the episode with Skylar, but this is super fresh. So, and we'll definitely talk about it. We're gonna have an episode with him coming up very soon, and we just gotta say congrats to him. But I think when King has said it was more like we did, I felt like last year, even talking about the 0-10 season, his sophomore season. I posted some this morning when I was up working, and it's like you can lose for 24 months straight. You can be loss after loss. And it don't just have to be you, it can be those around you having hard times, those around you struggling, parents getting sick, health things, you lose your job, your cousin lose their job, just things going on. People, children, like things that you don't want to hear can be coming at you left and right. People getting locked up. All these things happening, DUIs, whatever the case. But all it takes is one win to have you back recharged up. And
Hmm.
that win for me was seeing Skylar sign on the dotted line and just be able to witness it, and knowing the family was there to witness it as well. Because, oftentimes I think about people, they have these big moments and it's bittersweet because the ones they want to be there ain't necessarily there. And that wasn't the case. So we gotta
Right.
shout out to Jimbo, my daddy. Obviously over the last year had kidney removal, so he walking there one kidney. A week later, he out there at the football game, senior night, making sure
Hmm.
he's seeing Skylar. So for me, I think just seeing him sign made it to where all of them summer, all us working out in the summer, coming to all the games this year and only missing one game last year, it just was all worth it. I mean, it was worth it anyway because it was gratifying. But like I said, it was no better feeling for on my behalf, or specifically for me, than to see Skylar sign. Obviously, the first nephew, he was the one that made me an uncle, and it's super fresh. So I mean, we talked about it maybe 2 days, but I talked about it to everybody. I'm sure you talked about it with other folks, but for me, I'm talking about. I called my old man, or not call. I text my old manager, folks that I ain't talked to. I'm sending it people from high school that remember Scott.
Right.
I'm telling them it's like they like that Scott. I'm like, yeah, you know it. So it's like it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's just it's just that one win forced me to be able to adjust and recharge me up, because I feel like sometimes them losses can drain you, or controversy, frustration, chaos, it can be draining. And then to hear Skylar tell me like he just felt relieved, and I'm like, you
Hmm.
know what, that was the exact same feeling that I felt. And it's like, okay, I'm back charged up, let's get it
Right.
now. So ever since then, I've been waking up at like 3 a.m., working, knocking stuff out. I'm on top of everything. I'm just back ready to win.
Yeah, that's a positive. That's a positive through adversity, and adversity come in different ways, and makes me think about, it probably wouldn't be this year, but last year, who are you if somebody else goes through adversity? And that was when my daughter tore her ACL.
Mm.
So when my daughter tore her ACL and she was expecting for Skylar to have his last season and her to be playing flag football while he's playing football, that just devastated her. So I was able to be there with her by her side, knowing that, hey, listen, you're gonna be okay. I had the same scar. Well, I don't have the same scar because technology has gotten a little better, as far as having ACL surgery. But I was there. I was able to be there for the encouragement part. That during the tough times where you felt that you didn't need to go or you don't want to go anymore, or your knee was sore, or you couldn't quite bend it, or walking up the stairs, that part about it that say, hey, and that's another thing about adversity. Sometimes you can share your experience that everything is going to be all right. You can share your experience that, hey, I know how you're feeling now, but it's going to get better. And to see her now getting excited, jumping around, rehab is coming along like very, very fast. Every check mark, every 3 months, she goes back to the doctor. It's a check mark and releasing her. You can do this, you can run, you can pick up your weightlifting, strength and conditioning type thing. That is a form of it, so that you can have adversity happen to you, uh, and lean on everybody and have to stand tall, or you can have adversity happen to a loved one of yours to where you have to be there and galvanize them and show them the love. So it goes both ways. That's why I think it's a team, and it's never too much information to see and read. At that point, that's why I love that you went, for the listeners, and our audience, to be able to just let us know, or just in the comments say something about it, because reaching out, you would never know. You wouldn't find out how many people has been through some of the same things you might have gone through if you don't reach out, and they probably can help you do it a little better or get through it a little bit more easier.
No, absolutely. And that was something that we discussed previously. We was talking about different books. So since we talking about adversity right now, I just talk about the current book that I've been reading, and the name of the book is Build a Business You Love by Dave Ramsey. I'm actually gonna pull it out real quick right here to show it. By no means um, are we any affiliates of Dave Ramsey or anybody of that nature. Here it is right here. Build a Business You Love by Dave Ramsey. And the reason why I'm even speaking of this book is we talking about adversity. If you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, Dave Ramsey is the dude that tell you, he the money makeover, where it's like 7 baby steps to being debt free. He has I guess you can call it a media company. He owns hundreds of $1 million in real estate. And if you go on his YouTube, he has well over probably like 5 million subscribers. But all it
Whoa.
is people calling in, talking about their situation. He's been doing this for like 35, 40 years. But Build a Business You Love talks about the different levels or stages in business. You got the treadmill operator. That's where it's just you, boots on the ground. Then you got the pathfinder. Pathfinder is when, okay, now you got somebody up under you. You trying to follow your path, still working at a certain level. Now, then you got level 3, which is the trailblazer. Trailblazer, at this point, you more managing. You got a managerial point, and you being innovative in the space. Then it's peak performer, but it's not about you being a peak performer. It's you being able to hire and find the peak performers to be on that team. It's like getting the most out of your wide receiver, getting the most out of your center. If you know he good with the screen and roll, he good diving down. It's getting the most out of them so your team can win. And lastly, it's legacy builder. And legacy builder is you making so much money, you just simply gotta give it away, and you setting
Mm-hmm.
things up for your family. You setting things up for other communities, for those that's near and dear to your heart. It don't even necessarily got to be your family. It's just servanthood. And how are you leaving a legacy behind to where when you perish, it's not that, oh, he made a whole bunch of money. It's even like this, us being able to give life lessons and provide the our audience, provide the youth, provide whomever that enjoys listening to us with some tangible skills and gems and resources such as books that they can go to pick up some game and navigate this way through life to become successful and continue being successful.